안녕하세요, everyone. So I have come to the conclusion that I'm super bad at taking like video and pictures when I'm like out with friends and doing cool stuff in Korea. And I do some really fun stuff, and I only take like 2 pictures or no video when I do it. So I've decided that sometimes if I do something like really fun, I'm gonna do like a couple of short pieces of video and like story time, because that's really the only way to make any of it make sense, because there's so little actual footage because I'm busy having fun. So, story time. This video was about last weekend, 2 weekends ago actually. My coworker slash friend Julianne and I went to this super cool part of Seoul called Insa-dong, and it's like the art part of Seoul. Like the entire place is just full of like traditional hanbok shops and like art shops and just like everything creative you can think of. Just like a whole bunch of little knickknacks and wooden dolls and tea houses everywhere. Like it's just the coolest artsy fartsy like place you've ever been. And there's this cool like 4-story art center right in the middle of Insa-dong that has like all of these shops, and it's like 4-story building with like this spiral staircase that you walk down. And in the building there are a whole bunch of these little independent artists, and a whole bunch of the shops offer like crafts that you can make yourself. And one of the places has, you remember those old school like paint pottery places where you go and like paint a cup and they fire it for you and you have like your own hand painted cup? Oh, well, we found a place like that, and Julianne and I were both super excited to be 5-year-olds for a while. So we went into the shop and decided to paint a cup, and we both decided on like coffee cups, and I got this like really cool like tall coffee cup with like a triangle handle. The triangle handle would be very important later in the story. And we sat down and started painting, and the poor guy was like trying to explain to us how to do the painting, and he of course spoke no English. And Julianne's been here for a while, so she speaks some Korean, but not enough. And this will also be important later. So he figured out how to like show us how to get started, and that was fine. And we both decided that it would be really fun if we did Miyazaki style cups. So she chose to do Kiki's Delivery Service, and I chose to do a scene from Howl's Moving Castle. There's this artist who does this super amazing version of it on her like website, and I loved it, so I decided to try and recreate it on the mug. And it took us like an hour and a half, because of course it's like designed for small children, and there were a whole bunch of families that kept coming in and out like as we were working on our mugs, and their kids would do like a cute like little figurine on the cup, and then they would leave. And then we had like 4 families that did that as we were still working on the same cups, because of course we are all over the top and decided we had to do like the whole mug with Miyazaki characters, like a whole scene on the mug instead of just like the character. So like an hour into it, I like had just finished the cup, like just finished it, and I was like holding it up to show Julianne that I had finished it, and I was like holding it by the handle, and the handle snaps off like in my hand, and the mug like crashes to the table and then onto the floor and like shatters after an hour of me painting it, like painstakingly painting it. It was done, and it like shattered all over the floor, and the Korean guy like runs over and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, oh, like what do we do?" Because it was just shattered, and he was just staring at it like horrified, and I was literally just like sitting there like holding on to the handle of the mug like, what just happened? Like I like couldn't even react, and Julianne is like laughing, almost killed her, but she was just like dying laughing because it was like so horrible that like what other response is there? I mean, it's either that or like cry. So I was just sitting there like in total shock for, I'd say, a good solid minute, just like frozen in air. Like, what just happened? And this poor guy is like freaking out and he has no idea what to do. He's young. And so he like calls the manager of the place or something. I don't know. He was the only one in the actual building. But he like calls someone and she's like on the phone trying to like explain that I can like paint another one. And I was like, do I really want to spend another hour painting this cup, or should I just like give it up and just, you know, call it a day and exercise in unsuccessful entertainment? But Julianne convinced me to finish the mug and like went upstairs to the Dong Cafe and got me a coffee, which, by the way, is a cafe that is all poop themed. So I took a picture of that. It's like they serve you coffee if you eat it in the like cafe out of like a toilet bowl with like a latte. There's a picture, I'll show you. But yeah, so toilet, I had a toilet bowl coffee. That was a new experience. And so Julianne went and fetched me another toilet bowl coffee while I slaved away on my second mug. And I stubbornly chose the same kind of mug. So I'm praying that it does not snap in half the first time I use it. I will be very angry. But I'm praying that it was just like a fluke weak handle and it won't happen again. Anyways, so after we finally finished the mug, it took like another hour. We were there pretty much until closing. We were leaving like right as like it was getting dark out. And as we were leaving, we found this super cool old school Korean like tea house. And Julianne wanted to stop in it, and we weren't sure it even was open because everything else was closing. And this adorable little old man like comes through the door and like waves us in. And so we walk into it, and it's literally like walking into another world, another time. Like the whole place is just like filled with like mother of pearl furniture, and there are like pots hanging from the ceiling, and everything is wood. I took a small video of it. I'll show you. Isn't it the coolest looking place? It's like accidentally walking into a hobbit hole or something. It is just so inviting and warm, and the guy was just the nicest. So we ordered a couple of teas and some bingsu, which is like frozen milk and then it's shaved, like shaved ice, and then they serve it with red bean paste, which is kind of sweet but not super sweet. It was really good. It was yummy. I'm now obsessed with bingsu. It's really a good balance of like freezing cold milk and then whatever topping. You can get lots of different ones, but it's like perfect for here because it's super hot. So we did that and like finished our night that way. And then 2 weeks later, so just this weekend, we went back and got our mugs. So this is my box of mugs. Milk Hong is the name of the place. I have no idea why. So let's see if we have the coolest mugs ever. So I have both of our mugs in here because Julianne has like other things she does on Saturday, so she didn't want to have to carry them home. So let's see. you! That's my mug. This one's mine. It's like supposed to be the scene where she finds him at the very end as like a little boy with the little flame guy before he swallows it, but like she's holding the flame. It didn't turn out that great. Like, look, see, there was like pen on there that I thought would stay. So like around her face and stuff, there was supposed to be like black pen, and it disappeared. So she kind of looks like her head's floating in air. Does that? Nope, it just fuzzes out. Yeah, I can't get it closer, it fuzzes out. But yeah, she looks a little bit headless horseman. But I still think it works. The flame looks a little weak too, but it's good colors, right? I'm pretty happy with it. I'll definitely keep it. The dark blue looks a little muddy. I'm not super happy with that, but not bad considering the fact it was designed for small children. We'll take it. All right, and my friend's is in here too, so let's take a peek at hers because we can. See. Ta-da-da! See, it's Kiki on her broomstick with her kitty. Oh, her face disappeared. Her face did not translate either. She used a lot of like pen too. We should have asked. That's what really we're coming down to, is we should have found a way to ask if the pen would actually translate when they fired it, or if we should have used paint. But that's okay. Lesson learned. We now know better. But we have our super fun Miyazaki mug. I'm like really happy with them. I will totally use mine, although probably not very often because I'm a little terrified that it's going to break still. But I'm at least really happy with it for now. So yeah, that was the story of how I got my little mugs. So that's a fun thing that I did. All right, well, I'm going to try and fix this box, and I will talk to you guys later. I love you.